He has to get a bath too.
Hey, Samira, hi.
Hi there.
Hi. I just to give you a heads up, the reason why I wanted to make it later is because I had a meeting with this person who is handling my finances, and I knew it was going to be a heavy duty, taxing on my brain situation, which it was. So, after that,
We can do, okay.
no, so what I thought I would do is like rest for like a half an hour, but instead of doing that, I said, you know what, my mind's going to spin, and what I'll do is I'll rearrange something on my shelf, which was really bothering me. So I took out a ladder and started to do it, and I fell, and
Oh no, are you okay?
the glass shattered all over. So,
Oh no.
but I'll survive, but that's where I'm at. So I'm just like,
Okay, let's just take a minute and ground in. We
thank
don't
you.
have to go into anything too much today. We can just check in, and then if you want to meet on Sunday, we could,
Oh,
or
thank
on
you.
or on Monday. No pressure. I'll make it
Well,
work.
well, I did want to review.
Yeah,
I thought it was a falling out because I need to know how to position myself, how to get perspective on it. So,
sure. Sure, of course.
all right. So what
But
happened?
you're okay with the fall? You're
Yeah, what
okay?
I'm a little bloodied, but it could be a lot worse. One of my frames broke. It's
I'm so sorry.
replaceable.
Okay. Good
Um,
attitude.
yeah, isn't that strange?
Yeah, good attitude.
Yeah, it's true. And one of my little Chinese fixtures, things didn't really break. It could have been a lot worse. But but I'll be all right. I'm not
Okay. Okay. All right.
just a little, I was, on this ladder, and when I stepped up, I kind of lost balance, which isn't
Mhm.
like me, but that's because I wasn't, present either. So, okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, just keep a check on it. And if you feel off, definitely um see a doctor. Doesn't seem like you hit your head per se, but definitely do. If you notice anything, get checked
Okay.
out,
Thank you, Samara.
of
Thank
course.
you.
Let's take a moment and just ground in and then we'll chat.
Okay.
Allow what is supporting you there in your chair just to be there, like Mother Earth supporting you, coming up to you to meet you, to ground you, to
Mm,
support you. And allow yourself just to feel supported, even in this moment. That things don't have to be perfect for you to be supported. And allow just your natural breath to anchor you into this moment. Feel your set points and allow things to be as they are and feel the I'm okay still.
yeah.
Just allow your heartbeat to anchor you, to bring in some gratitude for this moment, this day, for this life, for your health, for your heart, for your sense of humor, for your good attitude, for even in the ups and downs, even in the literal shattering, there's still a lightheartedness. There's still, it could be worse. I'm okay. And just think that that perspective, I know, has been hard won for you. You've done the work to become the person that knows she is okay within herself, that even when she falls, she gets back up, dusts herself off, and has created a safe space to land, to work through it, fully supported, choosing her perspective and knowing two things can always be true at the same time. I'm okay Even when life does not feel okay, I emerge even on the other side of the shattering. And even when there's pain and discomfort, I am my own safe place. I can come back to myself, anchor, all while allowing myself to be fully supported because I am worthy and deserving of support. And I give myself permission to support myself in that knowing, in that solid state. Just allow some pink energy to come in, full love to come into your room, into your home, into your body, your mind, your spirit. Just allowing you to feel loved, to feel that nurturing. It's like being in the womb of the Divine Mother. Feel that love pulsating in your body, in your heart, just right now. Whenever life feels like it's tossing you back and forth like rough waves, come back to this womb space and know that you are held, you are loved, and you are anchored. And as you just allow the chakra points to open and spin in ways that feel best as they release what's ready to go, as they rebalance and recenter each one in perfect timing at the perfect speed for what feels best for you on today in this time. Imagine your root cord unfurling, going through your home, the cement, the sediment, down into Mother Earth herself, anchoring you onto Mother Earth. And as you release whatever wants to go, and you call in the nurturing, that rooted support from Mother Earth herself up through the root system. You might imagine your crown chakra opening and that sacred golden cord coming out of your crown up into the heavens, up, up, up and away, anchoring you to the divine. You are rooted with wings up, anchored yet untethered, above as so below. And in this place of full expansiveness, you might just allow yourself to breathe into the vastness that is you, that is the divine mind. And from this space, all is well. Every possibility is up for the choosing. The ideal life, the ideal outcome, the ideal relationship, the ideal version of you right now in this time and space, all available for you to choose. And the choice comes down really to the decisions that we make. Who are you deciding to be? What are you deciding gets to be true for you in this season, in this time? Are you the woman who knows what she wants, allows herself to have it, knows that she deserves it and is worthy of it, even though She can be scattered sometimes, even though she forgets words, even though she runs late, still perfectly worthy and deserving, sacred and magnificent in her bold truth, in her humanity. Is she in a relationship that is thriving, supportive, where she feels secure and safe, respected, an equal partner? Just allow that to be that energy of the embodied woman, embodied in mind, body, and spirit, embodied in the relationship, in the bedroom, fully having her needs met and meeting her partner's needs by choice, speaking up for herself, and allowing her needs to be met. And this vastness is also the availability to be the mother, the matriarch, who stands in her truth, who offers pure, unconditional love with boundaries that are worthy and deserving. She gives the respect that she deserves in return. And she is courageous enough to stand in her truth and to know that despite or because of all that's happened in the past, there's no more time to be wasted on games, on littleness, on shrinking, on hiding, and on coddling, right? These grown children who too have choices that they have to make in terms of what kind of life, what kind of relationships they want. And how beautiful is it that you can model to them what repair can look like if we open ourselves to it, but also what boundaries can look like if we allow ourselves to love and be loved by ourselves and by others. What if this next chapter of parenting adult children could look like this is what healthy repair can be if we allow ourselves to be brave, to have brave conversations, to raise the bar with our standards, and to work through hard things, which includes accepting if that's not what your son your sons choose, accepting that as well.
Mhm.
But leaning into what if it could be better than I thought? What if my openness could allow them to be more open? What if my standards called them higher? What if my standing up for myself, and not just yourself, standing up for men can heal, wounds can be repaired, love can win. How might that shift their own relationships with their wives, their children, their own self? In this space, it can be a beautiful, divine wondering of what if. No answers needed and no hard and fast rules. It can simply be what if. With that, you can breathe in. You can thank yourself for having the courage to even ask the questions, to be with the questions,
Yeah.
and call back in that love to ground you, to anchor you. You can allow your intention for today. Maybe it's to be fully supported. Maybe it is just to have the courage to show up in the discomfort. Whatever it is perfect. We say, so be it, and so it is. And it feels good to you. You might hug yourself, move your body in any way that feels good.
Yeah.
Well, I honor your courage today and
Yeah.
always. Yeah,
Oh, thank you. Just want to get another glass of water. Hang on.
sure, sure.
Just getting some water. And
Sure.
um I came across, this is on my refrigerator. I just want to read it to you. Have patience with everything unresolved in your heart and
Mm-hmm.
try to love the questions themselves as if they were locked rooms
Mm-hmm.
are or books written in a very foreign language.
Mm-hmm.
Don't search for the answers, which could not be given to you now because you would not be able to live them. And the point is to live everything. Live the questions now. Perhaps then someday, far in the future, you will gradually, without even noticing, and live your way into the answer.
I love that.
Yeah, that's really sweet.
Mm-hmm. It is. It came through in the grounding today as well.
Yeah,
Living into this field of possibility.
right. And and be with the questions.
Yes, without having to have a finite answer.
Yeah. Um, I'm okay with everything in terms of how I'm approaching things. And it's just that I get a little lost on how to res how to respond and go forward with it. I think that I'm very fixated on my relationship, maybe too much, but I'm using
Okay.
what comes out as a way
Okay.
to grow.
Yeah.
I was really disturbed last night
Okay.
trying to put my head into what I felt at the point. That's why I wrote what I wrote to you.
Okay.
Um, let me put myself into that moment. It just, it felt dismissive.
Okay.
It felt like a comment. It felt like, hey, you're out of it, get with the program. I told you after. And it felt angry. And
Okay.
it just didn't feel good. And
Okay.
I said to myself when I went out with my friend down the block and Steve was angry, I think the fuck you was really uncalled for.
Mm-hmm.
He can back up and say, hey, she was dismissive and it was a knee-jerk
Mm-hmm.
reaction.
Mm-hmm.
But it was uncalled for. It was
Okay.
very street in a nice
Okay.
restaurant, say that.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And I said to her, Susie, he doesn't get angry at me. And if he did, I might look at it differently.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yesterday he was ugly to me.
Mm-hmm.
And whether, I had a very long day and
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
completely, and he may have said, he didn't say clearly that my only choice is the fish. He said it low, and whatever. It didn't call for his response, which if I could walk away, I would have walked away.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Mm-hmm.
like, didn't I tell you that already, at least? It was very like
Mm-hmm.
talking to a kid, very like angry for no reason, like a
Okay.
parent talking to a child, but
Okay.
he would never talk to his number one daughter like that. I've heard him be kind of like at odds and disgusted with his number two daughter, but never with his number one daughter.
Okay.
And I don't know why I'm bringing this up. I mean, his daughter, but I was just like thinking yesterday about that, going off on a tangent with that. But I I mentioned, I mean, I was kind of like pulled back a little bit, and I may have said in the restaurant, "Oh, that's uncalled for," and I was like
Right.
really tight. And when I got home, I really didn't want to speak to him that night. But
Okay.
he called me and I said, you know what, your response was, it made me feel bad. And I
Okay.
don't want to feel bad in this relationship.
Gotcha.
I
Yeah.
felt bad for 22 years in a marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I had 10 years in another relationship where I felt bad. I choose
Mm-hmm.
not to feel bad. And
Gotcha.
and I and he said he was sorry, which you always
Okay.
say, hey, that's a positive.
It's awareness. Yeah.
But if that attitude is part and parcel as to who he is, this like angry little boy.
Right.
My daughter called him an angry little boy,
Mm-hmm.
and someone else said he has angry little boy energy.
Mm-hmm.
What am I up against here? And then I told him that. He said, I hear you. Don't have to go repeat 100 times, which is his issue. He says, and I think you told him one of the ways to respond to me when we get into this stuff is like, hey, I can't talk about it now. I'll talk about it another time, which he did.
Okay.
And he said he was sorry in a text to me later that night.
Okay.
And then I was talking to the one who manages my finances, which it's very hard for me to put all the numbers together. So it was a lot
Yeah.
of focus on my part. I got a
Yeah.
knock on the door and he sent me flowers,
Okay.
which was unusual. And he says, I heard you. Because I told
Okay.
so how do what how
That's progress.
it
Do
doesn't
you feel like it's
it's
progress?
progress, but
You don't want to keep ending up here?
who he is, that angry bluster, that
Mm-hmm.
cockiness, that when he's in counseling with us, he becomes a little more vulnerable.
Yeah, he does.
But I don't know.
When you two are just in life doing life, it feels like what?
I think it's going to repeat itself unless he owns the fact that he gets angry and needs to really dig deep into that.
What's going to repeat itself?
The anger. I said, "You're really angry, Steve. Did you ever?" I said, "Do you talk like that with your ex-wife? I mean, is it a response to women in general? Do you think I'm like your ex-wife when I get a little like quote unquote not with it?" Because he always says his wife was really
Okay.
dumb. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, "I don't know." And he almost was like, I don't know. And I don't think he thinks. So I don't think
Mm-hmm.
he knows why
Okay.
he's like that. But he does have angry bluster.
Okay.
So what do I do with it, Samira? I there's a few takeaways I have. I think
Mm-hmm.
he has to unpack his anger and he has to, and I was thinking if we do another counseling
Mm-hmm.
session, that we have to concentrate on active listening where he
Yes.
listens to learn and not to respond. I got that because
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
listening to something on audiobooks, how to know someone, and they said someone should listen to learn, not to respond.
Yes, yes.
Steve, I don't know how to deal with it, and I was just like, I really don't know how to, and if I do walk away, which I was almost ready to last night, and now I'm
Okay.
like, where do I go with this? So I'm glad that I'm
Okay.
in this session with you. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe I could unpack it and listen to myself because I'm a little all
Mm-hmm.
over the place. So what do you think, Samira? Samira, what do I do with this relationship?
Well, and it may not even be us deciding what to do with the relationship today, but in this moment, when do you remember
Okay,
feeling like how you felt when he responded with the, I told you already, aren't you listening?
damn. Roy never said that to me. That response never, that attitude never came from Roy. It came from my ex-husband who was just like, from the
Yeah.
minute I got up to the minute I went to sleep, I
Okay.
was walking on eggshells with him.
Okay.
I held
Yep.
it in. And I said, one day, because he made me cry at every vacation, one day I'm going to leave. That's what
Okay.
I said. And
Okay.
so when Steve acts like that to me, I could unpack why he would act like that. Very easy for me to get into his head and analyze him, but you're not supposed to be someone's therapist.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Merge into that very easily.
Right.
All I know is that I do not want to be in that energy where it's not loving. It wasn't loving.
Fair.
It was like,
Fair.
hey,
Yeah.
shit, get with the program. Shit, you
Mm-hmm.
know? I see. And that's exactly why I think we're mismatched. Bottom line,
Mm-hmm.
he's into me. I could come up with several reasons. I'm intriguing. I got money. I don't need his
Why do you stay even
what?
though it's not quite fulfilling?
What did you say, Samara?
Why do you stay even though it's not quite fulfilling?
I don't even know. Did I say that?
No, I'm asking, why do you stay? You say you said this, which is why I think we are mismatched.
I think we're mismatched because you want to know something sick.
Mm-hmm.
You want I think he should have married his daughter.
Right. Well, that's not possible.
No, but the
Yeah.
energy,
Mm-hmm.
they're very energetically connected.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like his number two daughter where I get a little spaced out, tangents,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
emotional,
Mm-hmm.
and I see
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't want to go any place he doesn't want to go to. If
True, but he is with
he's
you.
done
He
with you,
is, but
yeah,
with you, he
that's
is.
because that's because I could think of a lot of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I could think about a lot of reasons why he professes to love me
Mm-hmm.
because, and I told you this before, it's like I'm an upgrade and I give him good blowjobs.
What is he for you though? And we've gone over a lot of this. We don't need to rehash it. But what I'm trying to get you to see is
Go ahead.
why are you staying?
Because he fills a spot in my, I have someone to like bounce things off of. Um, like he checks in on me. Um, Something to do on the weekends, something to do a few days a week to meet for dinner. I don't know. It's like I'd have an empty spot. I don't think I
Mm-hmm.
could fill it with my girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when yeah, okay, so that's
Mm-hmm.
basically it. Do you want me to
Mm-hmm.
go further? I can go further, but
No, well, I'm just trying to get you to see that you're making a choice here,
go ahead.
and we want to be mindful that you own the choice that you're making.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So for now, you're choosing to stay in it, and so we want to learn how to not just advocate. We want to, if we go back to just yesterday's situation.
I like to be loved.
Yep.
I feel,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he sent me flowers. This is really
Mm-hmm.
out of his box because he did
Mm-hmm.
send me Valentine's Day flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came back and I said, wow, like
Mm-hmm.
again, you sent your daughter like these beautiful flowers, like at every
Mm-hmm.
turn and where am I in this? Hey,
Mm-hmm.
how do you not? And then he came back and sent it to me.
Okay.
I think, I really do think he should have, I really think like he's very connected to his daughter and he should have married someone like her.
I hear you,
And
but
he
right,
should have had a girlfriend like her, I should say, because I think marrying someone.
I hear you, but right now we are focusing in this relationship. You're choosing to be in it for now.
Oh,
How would you have liked yesterday to go if you had a magic wand? How would you have liked him to handle?
Okay,
he
it's
said
like,
it, you didn't hear it, and then what?
um, hey, let's just order what I like and let's be done with it. Because I don't really care about food. I'm very careful about what I eat. It's like in my
Mm-hmm.
DNA already.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just order what I like and that be it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's like I had a very tiring day. I traveled all
Mm-hmm.
around Florida for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't exactly on it with him.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm not on it with him, he catches it and he tries to like whatever. How would I like the day? He could have just said simply, "Okay, let's just order what I like and let's be done with it." You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's okay, and is that okay with you, Lisa? We'll just go order it. And instead of saying, "Hey, I told you 4 times what I want. What's wrong with you?" Oh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
what's wrong with you? I mean,
Is that what he
just
said?
that's very triggering for me.
Is that what he said?
In so many words, that's what I heard.
That's what you heard. Fair enough.
Yeah. So
Fair enough.
that was that that energy
Mm-hmm.
is so triggering for me that
Mm-hmm.
I could have walked away from him at that point. That's how triggering it is.
Mm-hmm.
For to be in and I think you once said, Lisa, you've been through a lot and
Mm-hmm.
what is what triggers you now with triggers like that,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you don't want to put up with it. Anything smacks of what
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Michael
Mm-hmm.
did to you is
Mm-hmm.
like you're short circuit,
Mm-hmm.
done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, not there, not gonna take it. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
happened yesterday. And I told him and he said he heard me supposedly, in
Okay.
Steve's way.
You're funny. Yeah.
Yeah, Steve's way.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, I think he really does care about me, but he's also
Yes.
a salesman and he knows what to do to try to get on my good side
Mm-hmm. I totally hear you.
when he knows he's been bad.
Mm-hmm.
But he can't, he struggles to meet me. Like when I talk about stuff I do,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like,
Mm-hmm.
ugh, ugh. I said, did you read Samara's takeaways? Ugh, ugh.
Did he answer?
He went, ugh.
Right.
Like, well, I think what you do is you speak in very, language he can't get. I can barely get it. So
Okay.
you're talking about someone who's in kindergarten with this.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I understand it wasn't brought down to his
I
level.
can make it more general. That's no
But
problem.
but I said, Steve, everything I'm really about is like, ugh, to you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ugh. I think that's really it. I think he likes my physical looks. He thinks I have a
Mm-hmm.
nice body. I give him
Mm-hmm.
good blowjobs. I'm cute. I don't mind in his pockets. I'm different, than what he's used to.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else is, ugh. He'll deny that.
So, and I
That's
hear
my
you, but
that's my
thinking
perception.
thinking about just what you shared, where does that leave Lisa?
It it's whether he's what is it, what?
Where does that leave Lisa?
Not being seen in its entirety and not feeling safe and not I mean, but who's
Mm-hmm.
gonna really see me? I'm complex.
But let's stay with it.
Oh,
Let's
right, go
just
ahead.
stay with that for right now. It isn't about who was going to see you, but in this current situation, if it feels like he's not seeing you, then what
I don't know.
two things.
Go ahead.
One, we need to talk about this in couples
Okay.
because this is a perfect example of how to break down a specific situation where his response is a direct reminder of what feels like emotional abuse. He's not emotionally abusive. I'm not saying that,
Correct.
but you have experienced emotional abuse in your past, and when
Right.
he responds in that way, it very much feels like that's where it could go. I think in your nervous system,
Yes,
that bracing comes up,
you're right.
which then creates this feeling of this is not safe. I'm not safe. I don't want to stay in this because I do not feel safe.
Okay, I agree.
That's for couples. In this very in for today, in the time that we have left, I think it can be important for us to have you look at this idea of like,
Yeah.
I think that it's possible for him to grow a bit more. I
Okay.
do. I do. But what's also true is that he is rough around the edges.
Yeah.
And there's going to be an acceptance that right now, this might feel like it's worth dealing with. But there might come a day where it stops being worth dealing with it.
I agree with you.
And that has to be okay. But can you accept right now, this is where I'm choosing to be,
Yeah.
but I always have a choice.
Okay.
There's going to be hard parts of relationships. And I guarantee that we can work on this in couples and just see what progress we make. Because I think that if he can conceptualize, if he can get it in his mind that when I react in this way, this is directly causing the problem that she has that she feels in our relationship. If he can put the two and two together, I think it might give him more clarity around why it has to shift if he wants this relationship to work long term. I can't promise he'll do what needs to happen to shift it, but I think right now he gets it slightly, but he doesn't. I think if he truly gets that it's causing you pain, not just frustration, not just she's being, sensitive. I think if he can understand that this is an actual thing that causes her pain, he's going to have more incentive to work on it.
Okay, but it's not natural to him.
It's not, but there's a lot of things in this relationship that don't come natural to him that he is leaning into for you because he cares about you and he wants it to work. And it might not be enough. Ultimately, that still may not be enough. That is true. But I do give him credit for being willing to work on it because it shows that he is invested in you and he's willing to grow to ensure that the relationship has a fair chance, which is noble. It may not be enough long term, but it is noble.
Um, well, I can go down the road. Hey, you know what? He's never really gonna, he's never gonna, he's never gonna unpack the anger, or he's never gonna pause, and he's never gonna be totally filtered, and he's gonna come up and do and say things that are off for me. So if I, if,
Relationships are not perfect. They're
correct.
not, and they're never going to be. But it has to be 80% good and 20% that's a work in progress. And part of our work together is helping you focus on the 80% good and then managing the 20%, which is going to include boundaries, standards, non-negotiables.
He has no skill set. His skill set is, let me give you a kiss and let me turn you on.
I wouldn't say no skill set. I would say it's limited.
Okay. Well,
He has a limited emotional range.
like he's used to like almost like a little boy. If I don't
Mhm.
want to go there, I don't have to go there. Hey,
Yeah.
what? I'm done.
And that's
Station.
what his life has been. He hasn't had to. He hasn't had to.
Correct.
The question becomes, is this all that you think you deserve? Is this the
No,
easy way out?
no.
Are you settling for this? Like, why are you accepting?
Well, assuming that what he did yesterday was so unacceptable, I said, and I did say to him, I said, I want you to think about what you see in me or what I elicit in you that causes this response. And if it's something that you don't like, that you can't accept, then let me know. I don't want to be in this
It's
relationship.
not you personally, though.
What is it then?
It's any kind of discomfort. It's just like what it's you just said it. He can be like a little boy who, if things aren't going his way or the way that he wants them to, he's not interested. It's like, ugh, that's that entitlement. Some people
Oh,
call it male privilege, where it's there's what male privilege, there's white male privilege, there's this idea of like the world should cater to me. It's really entitlement. I don't want to be inconvenienced. I don't want to be put out. I don't want to be um, met with challenge or discomfort or complicated or anything that's not,
complicated. He doesn't want to be met with complicated. He
yes.
doesn't want to change, and I'm complicated. I'm not even know if I'm complicated.
You're
I
not complicated.
I think
You're
it's like,
complex.
okay, I like that. Complex instead of
Mhm.
complicated.
And he's very one dimensional. And by nature, they're two different, they're two very different shapes. This is,
If
yeah.
I told him yesterday, hey, let's, and I did say, I said, I want you to think about it because he can't think. I don't even know if he
Mhm,
could think, can't think on the spot deeply.
mhm,
But
mhm.
I said, think about it and let me know what you see in me that caused you to react like that. And if you don't like it,
But
let's
but
let's just call it a fucking day. I
yeah.
mean, I'm not in this
It's
relationship
not anything that
feel
you're doing
what I felt yesterday.
yesterday.
I don't want to feel that way
Okay.
again,
Okay.
ever.
Okay.
And he
That's
said,
very clear.
that was very clear. And then he said, okay. And then he texted me and he said, I'm sorry that I made you feel bad. It wasn't my intention.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
like, so, yeah, okay. Sorry,
Mhm,
sorry,
mhm,
sorry. Let's wait for the next go around. And
mhm.
let's really be so brutally honest.
Yeah.
At his core, at his core, do I like what I see at his core?
Mhm,
That's brutally honest.
mhm,
I like, certain aspects more than
mhm,
just certain aspects. He could be fun, he's playful, likes to
mhm,
go out, he likes to
mhm,
spend money, all that. But
mhm.
at his core, when he's more about talking than listening,
Yeah.
and he's not, you know, when he's not feeling things in a deep way, I don't mean he has to be like a Buddha, but is that at his core, is he enough for me? When I see how he talks to people
And that is your homework. That's your
and
homework
that is like
to
he's
write that
like
out. That,
almost like the conversation I see when he's with people, it's lopsided. It's more like what he's talking about, how he
Mm-hmm.
has to talk rather than listening and absorbing and then
Mm-hmm.
responding to that.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I mean, that's a big task for him.
Mm-hmm.
This is not what he's used to. He's used to
Mm-hmm.
cockiness. I'm telling you,
Mm-hmm.
it's very
Mm-hmm.
cocky.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, I understand why I would be attracted to it after
Mm-hmm.
I was with someone who was like not that way at all. We're
Yeah.
talking about Roy.
Mm-hmm.
But what I felt with Steve yesterday in conversation with him, I have never felt that way with Roy.
Okay.
I never felt emotionally abused. I felt abused in other ways, right? Because he was
Yeah.
a liar and he had sex
Yeah.
fetishes up the kazoo.
Yeah.
But I never felt like he questioned my being.
And when do you remember feeling like that?
I told you with my ex-husband, it was after he,
But and before that, when was the first time you can remember feeling like that?
I mean, in high school, it was like a pivotal event for me. I had self-imposed isolation. I
Mm-hmm.
was like belle of the ball, and then I just couldn't take all the pressure and I withdrew. And then people said, you're spaced out and all that, or what's going on
Mm-hmm.
with you and all that. And so what was your question? What?
When you remember first feeling that emotional abuse feeling that you felt
My
yesterday.
friends.
So that's
Yeah, my friends,
rejection.
not my mother, not my father,
Okay. But
because
there was a sense of rejection.
well, they
Not,
thought it was like too much.
yeah, and not accepted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But my mind works differently than most people, and I have to
It
accept
does.
I have to accept
And
that.
you do have to accept it. And
Makes
accepting
me
it
want
so
to
much
cry.
so,
It
what?
almost wants to make me cry.
Okay. And
How I can't be,
accepting it
how I
in,
can't be transactional like Steve.
mhm, yes,
If I do respond transactionally, there's always like a depth to me. I
yeah.
don't know where that comes from. I'm not like in love with it. I wish I could be more surface.
Well, it comes from, all kinds of things. But I think what we have to focus on is your continued acceptance. So much so that maybe we even can talk about it with Steve. We don't have to
I
discuss
can, I can.
not diagnosis, but perhaps um that your brain does work differently.
I'll never tell Steve. Once you tell someone something they,
It doesn't have to be us talking about ADHD, but it could be my emotional, my brain does work differently. I've accepted it about myself. I am an emotional being. I am intuitive. We can use that languaging, but I think on some level, your accepting it is going to be making it a part of your life, not this part that is quarantined away separate, that you don't introduce to company, that we don't talk about to people that you care about.
okay. Well, my,
That was it. No
I
pressure,
think, I
no.
think how I reacted yesterday, or
Hmm.
I think anyone would have done it, maybe me more so because
Hmm.
I have history around that, but
Yeah.
that wasn't my emotional brain working. That was like, hey,
It
shit.
wasn't. No, that was a
That was
boundary.
like,
That was
shit.
a boundary. Yep.
That was like, don't you know my parent? Don't
Yeah.
talk to me like that.
Yeah.
Don't say
Yeah.
like get with the program. Like,
Yeah.
hey, didn't you hear me? Like almost like, hey, what's wrong with you? It's like, hey, I
Hmm.
and when I look into his eyes to try to connect,
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't feel him.
Yeah. We can work on that in couples as well. Some emotional intimacy exercises to help see if we can build a stronger connection.
That's a tall order for him.
Hmm.
That's a
Well,
tall order for him,
I
but
get it, but that's not your problem, and it's
that is
not.
true.
Yep, yep. We'll work on it. I think we've covered enough for today. We don't want to overdo it. And we could, again, we can connect on Sunday if you want to. We can
Let's,
connect
well,
any,
let's do should we do a couples on Monday?
we can.
Do you think that you have enough from me to help me help us?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's your feeling when and then I'll let you go. I mean,
Hmm.
how do I connect with him now? Do I stay mad? Do I stay distant? Do I just like, hey, do I just like, hey, just another day? I don't really
Two
know.
things can be true at the same time. I mean, if you feel like you want to share with him, you can. You might want to wait until couples on Monday to discuss it. I think you can decide for yourself. I'm not going to let this take up my time and my energy just being mad just to be mad. I think you can say what happened wasn't acceptable. I don't want it to happen again. This is you saying this to yourself, and you're accepting that you won't be treated like that. So whatever he needs to do to work on it for himself, he's going to need to do it if he wants this relationship to work. Because it sounds like you're saying to yourself, I won't put up with being treated like that or being reacted to like that.
Okay.
But we're also setting with this reality of this tender point is going to be tender with anybody, not just him. And
That's
I think that we have to work on this idea of just because he feels like
go ahead.
you're lost or you didn't hear him or whatever, it doesn't mean anything about you. That's his opinion. It's not your truth.
It's my truth because sometimes I don't respond quickly
It's
because
only your truth if you accept it as your truth. You're not responding quickly doesn't mean that you are being slow. It means that you process at a different speed than someone else.
yeah.
The more that you normalize it, the more that that becomes the standard. When it's
What do you mean that the more that I normalize it? Please explain.
that your brain works differently, that you're not slow, that you need more time to process.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a preference between shopping at Publix or shopping at, Kroger. Neither one is they're equal but different, but people can lean towards more of one than the other. Your brain needs more time to process. Doesn't mean that you're slow, doesn't mean that you're delayed, doesn't mean that you're special ed. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that it's different.
Okay.
The more that you accept it, the less it's going to be a pain point that other people can step on and it make you feel like you're other in some way.
Okay. I think I hurt myself more than I thought.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We're gonna call it for
Okay.
today. Take care
Yes,
of
Myra.
yourself. Know that
All
I'm
right. So I
here.
think we'll do it on 10 o'clock on Monday for couples when I see
Yes,
you later. And
yes, no problem.
I should just go ahead and make like nothing happened. I
It
mean,
doesn't have to be nothing happen. If you want to talk about it, talk about it. But um, I wouldn't drag it
unpack.
out for your own emotional state. I also wouldn't make it more of a thing until we're all together and can unpack it with support together.
Okay, you got it. Okay.
Just
Smart.
like
I'll see you
put a pin in it, like pause it, and know that we have it bookmarked. We're going to come back to it on Monday.
Monday at 10 unless there's a change.
Yes,
Thanks.
yes. You're welcome. We'll talk soon.
Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.